Hi, my name is Jules, and my story starts out how my dad always tells it. I came into this world with a bang. When I was born, my mom had been hit by lightning, and so she went into labor and she had me. So due to that, I've had a bunch of birth defects through the years. So the first one that was super noticeable is that I had ptosis of the left eye. So when I was born, I didn't have an eyelid, it was just a flap of skin, and they had to remove the muscle from my eyebrow doing laser surgery. I was one of the first kids to have it almost 37 years ago. And they took the muscle out of my eyebrow, put it in my eyelid so I can move my eye up and down, and then implanted fake eyelashes that are still there today. Because my eyelashes never grew in, and due to that, my left eye droops now again. When I was younger, I had to wear a patch over my eye, wear glasses. My first pair of glasses actually came off of a Cabbage Patch doll. That's how tiny I was. I was 14 months old when I got my first pair of glasses. So wore glasses my whole life, was made fun of my whole life because I had glasses and my eye drooped. When I was 9, I stopped wearing my glasses. I tried to tell everybody that I could see. Turns out I was right, but it took 3 years to prove that with my eye doctor. When I was 12, he told me I didn't need glasses anymore. I told him I hadn't been wearing them for 3 years. So my eye magically corrected itself. It's a slightly blurry now, and as I get older, I know I'm going to need them, but I will fight tooth and nail to never put glasses on again. Then through the years, I was a very active child, played sports, but every few months I would end up with a pinched nerve, had to wear a neck brace in the hospital, and every doctor told my parents and me my entire life it was because I was an active child. All through year, I remember in high school having to be taken out by an ambulance on a stretcher because I had fallen off of a bench. I didn't even hit my neck or anything, but all of a sudden I couldn't move my neck anymore. It was terrifying. So go to college, everybody's like, yep, you're just active. Started having problems with my shoulder. Getting pain. Oh, it's because of sports. You probably hyperextended it. You got to be easy with it. You played your whole life. I, played the violin, was a concert violinist. These are all things that they would say is the issues. Then I started having problems with my hands, and I'm left-handed. I suddenly couldn't hold a pencil to sign my name, couldn't open a water bottle, couldn't hold a glass without dropping it. Again, oh, you have carpal tunnel, we can consider surgery, this, that, and the other thing. I grew up in a family where surgery was the last thing you did. You tried everything else. But I talked to all these doctors and everybody was like, it might all just be in your head. Oh, try these different workouts. So, I was doing every workout you can dream of, yoga, CrossFit, anything to try to help. Nothing was working. Went into my 30s, literally can't sign my name, can't fill out paperwork, can't write a letter, can't write anything. I had one fiance who never really believed that I had any of an issue. Then I had an ex-husband who also didn't really believe it, but kind of supported it because turns out he was a drug addict who was stealing whatever pain medication that they were giving me and all my money, and it's a story for another time. And then I met my now husband, who actually believed me and really supported me. We moved from New York down here to Texas, and we've had a great chiropractor who also believed that there was an issue. She tried for months to try to straighten out my neck, and then my husband and we got married when we got down here, and I switched to his health insurance, and we did an x-ray and MRI on my neck. And I remember the chiropractor calling us and saying, I'm moving your appointment to the end of the day because you need to come in and speak to me. And I was like, I'm dying. Like, what is she gonna tell me? So I walked in and turned out I had 3 issues. My cerebellum does not sit in my skull like everybody else. It sits lower and presses on my neck, which causes my neck, I constantly look down and sort of tilted. And I also had an issue with the discs in my neck being degenerative, and they were slowly but surely collapsing on my nerves. And that was the constant thing from when I was a kid. I would get pinched, and then, we'd ice it, we'd do this, we'd rest it, and it would become inflamed, and all the muscles would, reduce, and it'd be unpinched. And got to a point where I couldn't get out of bed anymore. And during all of this, I was still working, running my own business, working from bed with a little TV tray with my computer on it, and figuring out what we were gonna do. And then they also noticed I had a lump on my thyroid. And thyroid issues run in my family, so it was kind of like, all right, what's going on? I remember I went to the neurologist, was it neck, brain specialist, and I mean, I had the option to have brain surgery, but to be honest, all the different weird quirks that went along with everything that they said that was from my cerebellum issue, the slight stuttering, not being able to pronounce certain things properly, hearing loss on the left side, all these weird things, they were just what made me me. So I was like, forget that. I'm not 6 months laying in bed with a bandage on my head. So then we decided to do neck fusion surgery, and then talking to the thyroid doctor, planned to do the thyroid surgery 6 weeks after that. And I had to really fight to get that done. They wanted to wait a year between them, but what if this was cancer or who knows what? And they kept doing tests, everything kept coming back benign on my thyroid. So in the mean of all this, I just got married. I'm now trying to go on my honeymoon, which that was a lot of fun. I was in pain, but I went horseback riding and I climbed a waterfall and I went four-wheeling, and we were buying a house. So we moved into our house, and a week later I had my first surgery. And then 6 weeks after that, I had my second surgery. And it was painful and it was miserable, but I'm not in as much pain as I was before. I was at like a 10 or 11, now, a 3 to a 5. I can actually lift my arm, where I couldn't do more than this before. I have my good days and my bad days, and I will always have to go to the chiropractor once a week for the rest of my life. But I'm beautiful, and this is me.